Good morning. Yes, I did say good morning. This is Liam Miller, head cook at themusclecook.com. Now today, what I'm going to take you guys through is a simple breakfast recipe developed by us at The Muscle Cook for our up and coming cookbook, the Gentleman's Cookbook. Now, we're putting this out here because it's coming up to Valentine's Day. A lot of guys are struggling for gifts, they're struggling for going out. Sometimes you just don't have the money to take a girl out and treat her the way she's supposed to be treated. That's a dinner, you got drinks, it all adds up. What we've developed here at The Muscle Cook is a cookbook that's designed to take you step by step through the whole evening and you don't have any guesswork. There's starters, main course, desserts, breakfasts, you've got a step-by-step guide for a little kind of checklist that we want you guys to make sure you give her the best evening possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one of the recipes that we've developed for our breakfast. Now, this recipe is developed in Mexico. I'm not saying I developed it. I put a little twist on it and it's so easy to make. Low carb, tastes incredible, and you're going to get a lot of good nutrients first thing in the morning, and she's going to love it. So the recipe we're going to cook today is the Huevos Rancheros. Don't judge me if you're Mexican or pronounce it wrong. Huevos Rancheros, it's a traditional Mexican breakfast recipe, okay? So, we're going to use this bowl in a second. We're going to get cutting some of the vegetables we need, okay? So you're going to take half a red onion, and we're just going to dice that into small pieces. Okay guys, so that's the onion done. We're going to take half a courgette or zucchini if you're in the States. Again, what we want to do is we want to keep all the vegetables similar size. So the onions are going to dice, but the courgette and the other stuff we're going to keep them into kind of cubes. So we'll cut it through first and then half them again. Okay, now we've got a red chilli here. You can use green chilli, whatever you like. We're just going to take the ends off it. Okay, so chilli done, and we've got some spring onions, again, bottoms off. Spring onions done. Okay, now we've got a red and a green pepper. All we want to do is just take a slice off of each. And again, cut these to the same size chunks as the courgette. Okay, so vegetables done. All we're going to do is we're going to add these into this bowl here. Now straight away you can smell the vibrance and the freshness of these vegetables. That's going to be an amazing nutrition hit first thing in the morning. Okay, so you've got them there. We're going to take some coriander. Not going to use it all because we're going to use some to dress it. So just half whatever you have. And like we showed you before, bunch it up and then just finely chop it, including the stalks. Okay, good. Coriander done. And then we're going to take a lime. Just going to roll it, just to release all the juices. Cut in half. Squeeze it in. Okay, now I've got a couple of powders to use. We're going to use some cumin seeds. We've got some chili powder, some paprika, sea salt, black pepper. Again, we've got the easy garlic here. Just about a teaspoon. And what we've got here is we've got some Italian passata. You're looking for about 150 mils. I'm just going to eyeball it. We'll go for 4 generous tablespoons. Right, so all we're going to do is we're just going to mix this up. Get all the vegetables together. Now you've got a mix here. You don't want to make the whole thing in one portion. If you're going to do it, make it in 2 or 3 depending on how much ingredients you're using. This is going to probably make us 2. I think I'm actually going to put a little bit more passata in. If you're measuring it out, it's perfect for 150 mils. Okay? So there we go, there's our mix there. We're going to take this over to the pan, bring it up to a slight boil, and then I'll show you what makes our traditional Huevos Rancheros. Okay guys, first, I'm going to pop some oil in the pan, about a tablespoon or so. And we've got some chorizo here. Now I know chorizo is normally quite a high fat meat. This is a very low carb meal, so it brings out some tremendous flavour. So we just want to get that, getting a little bit of colour in the oil before we put in the vegetables. Right guys, so you can see the chorizo starting to bubble a little bit, starting to get a little bit of colour, starting to bring a nice colour out in the oil. That's going to seep through the vegetables and through the sauce here, and it's going to make it taste incredible. So you're just going to let that bubble away for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to spoon some of the mixture in, and then leave it, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay guys, so the chorizo's starting about a minute there, it's starting to bubble away, starting to crisp up a bit. So we're just going to spoon in some of our mixture here. Just evenly coat it. This is going to serve one person. Okay, so as you can see here, vegetables are starting to bubble up. We're going to allow them to bubble away on the same heat we put the chorizo in. It's maybe kind of medium-high heat. Let them bubble away, let the vegetables start to break down. Then we're going to put it down to a simmer for 3 minutes and then come back to it. Right guys, so it's starting to bubble away now. All the vegetables, the sauce are all starting to come together. We're just going to reduce this to a simmer. So just reduce it down a little bit. And let it again bubble away for a couple of minutes. Give it maybe 2 to 3 minutes. The zucchini or courgettes takes a little bit longer to cook, so we're just going to allow that to seep away, and I'll come back to it in a couple of minutes. This smells awesome. Okay guys, so what makes this a traditional Huevos Rancheros is the addition of eggs. Now all we're going to do is we're going to make a little pocket inside the mixture and crack an egg in. Just carefully, and make another little pocket over here. Crack the egg in. Perfect. Now you don't want to rush this, the eggs are going to cook away just fine. What we're going to do is we're going to put a lid on it, and that's going to let the steam to cook the eggs on top. So it's going to get nice and fluffy around the outside. It's going to keep the yolk nice and runny. You don't want to overcook the yolk. You want the yolk just to seep out while you're eating it, and it just tastes fantastic. So as you can see, the bottom of the eggs have already solidified there, so we're just going to pop a lid on it. And just let that sit there for maybe 3-4 minutes. Keep checking it. It depends just how much ingredients you're using, how many people you're cooking for, how many eggs you're making. But just have a look at it, lift it up, and once the yolk's nice and white, and you can still see it's runny on the inside, we're going to scoop them out and plate it up. Right guys, so that's been about 4 minutes now. This is the moment of truth. Perfect. In you come, look at the eggs. They're perfectly cooked around the outside, you can still see they're nice and soft in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delicately, you've got to be careful here, scoop the eggs out and put them in. Now you can either use this and plate it up on a cool pan. If you've got a nice cool pan, you can just put it in the middle of the table and everybody can just help themselves. But this is going to be a kind of one-off dish, and if you're wanting to cook this for her in the morning, you want to make it look nice. So we're going to take this over, gently scoop the egg and place it in the centre. Okay, so as you go, remember you want this plate to look great. Okay, so now I'm just going to spoon this in and around it. You can really smell the chorizo coming through as well. Now that was only 3 pieces cut into dice, and it really just completely changes the complexity of the flavours in this dish. It's going to be a bit messy. There's a lot of passata, sauce, tomato stuff. You're always going to get little splashes, but just take a bit of care when you're plating up. Any little splashes you can easily wipe out. Okay, now what we're going to do is serve this. We've got some chopped coriander from earlier. I really want to really finely chop this. Okay, now a little thing I like to do is I like to make a little trail. Okay, so we're just going to put it along. Cut up a little bit of chilli. Okay, and again, sprinkle them across. I mean, you can take the seeds out if you don't want it to be too hot. They're not really that hot, these just pack a little punch. Then we're going for a little bit of paprika. To add a little bit extra crunch, we've got a couple of cashew nuts. Now what we're going to do is just gently break them down with a knife. Take care. Again, just a little bit rustic, you don't want them to be too fine. A little bit of cashew nuts along as well. We've got a tiny bit of balsamic dressing, we just want a little bit, a few splashes. And we're going to serve this with an avocado. So perfect way to pip an avocado is just carefully pop your knife round the centre till it meets, twist. So you can use that side there and just take the stone out with the spoon. Just going to scoop it out but gentle because you want it, the shape to remain. Just gently scoop the avocado out, take the pith off. I'm just going to slice it. Again, same way if you're dicing an onion, don't come all the way through. Just stop a little bit before the end, and then you can kind of shape it looks quite cool. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and there we have it guys, Huevos Rancheros. It's taken me about 10 minutes to cook this. If your girlfriend's up sleeping, you want to bring her breakfast in bed, it's an ideal recipe. So easy, so simple, and nutritionally balanced. I mean, look at all that is some fresh vegetables, a little bit of chorizo just for flavour. You've got eggs here, you can bump up the protein if you want by adding some chicken or some anything else you like really. And we've got some avocado here. It's so simple, but our cookbook is filled with these types of recipes, quick and easy to make, and it keeps things interesting. It's a full step-by-step guide, gourmet style recipes, starters, dinners and desserts. It's going to show you a few little pairings as well with other ingredients that just make your night perfect. You're not guessing, you don't have to worry about anything, and I guarantee your girl will appreciate the extra effort you go through and you won't have to break the bank to treat her. My name's Liam Mailer. Come and check The Muscle Cook on Facebook and Instagram and keep updated with the release of our cookbook. We're going to launch the cookbook on the 8th of February. Keep an eye on it on Facebook and Instagram. We'll give you all the details you need. Enjoy.